Hi guys, it's Carmen here, Carmen and Mark, Divine Twin Fish. I received an email, thankfully, from another twin flame a few days ago, and it had me thinking about how I almost hindered my reunion from occurring. And I thought I would just share the story to give hope to others and maybe help them realize how significant this can be. I mentioned on AJ's interview, on the interview that Mark and I did with AJ, that I had gone on a few dates here and there, and came to a point where I knew that there was no point to it, that Mark and I were to come into union. Prior to this realization, I was dating a gentleman, and I honestly do not know his name. I cannot recall his name, sorry. It's probably for the best, it's not a bad thing. He was nice. It was good companionship, regular dinner dates, movies, talks, but I just knew my heart would never be in it, and I just knew there was no point to it. But out of yearning for a quick fix, sad to say, I wanted some companionship. So, you know, I was okay with going on one date, 2 dates, 3 dates, and because honestly, I was after all the cruelty I received from Mark, I was looking for something nice towards me, given to me, and I was receiving that from this gentleman, even though it was very brief. It was less than 2 weeks of communication and such. He is definitely way more towards me or into me, I would say, and I was very much at bay. And he kept trying, and to anyone that would seem very endearing that somebody keeps trying. But when you know your heart is into something else, it just doesn't work. So thankfully, I had came into getting to know AJ, and I happened to mention this gentleman to AJ. And AJ never told me if this person was of a good or bad soul. He just said a few brief sentences that have stood with me forever. And I'm releasing this information on the notion that it would help guide others. This is not to tell anyone to break up your relationship that you may currently be in. No, you should not go date anyone. This is out of wisdom and personal experience of information I'm just telling you in my story. He said that the divine can only do so much. They want to love us and take care of us and guide us and protect us. But if we are purposefully inviting negative forces into our lives, then there's only so much they can do to help us. And at that point, I realized, no, I want Mark and I to come in union, and no, I don't want negative forces or negative things or entities or whichever we want to call it in my life. Period. And I was at that point, I just it was a quick 180, and I definitely was not into anyone or even interested. Couldn't even think about it. I was very appalled even by a message. I'm like, oh no, go away, like stay away. It was just not what I wanted to do at all. And that's when I quickly became leaping into faith and trusting that this reunion was going to occur. And I'm just so grateful I really followed into those words. And I still think about them here and there and many matters and many people in my life that inviting negativity around you is not the smartest thing to do. And it's not the best thing for you to do. It can cause you harm in many ways. And I just hope we all know, I know, and I know quite a few you know, and I just hope many of you come to understand that you're powerful beings and you're strong and that you don't need these quick fixes to make you feel better. You have to find that self love, and seeking companionship or other harmful acts towards yourself isn't the right way. So there's the words of wisdom that I learned, and I'm thankful that I followed them because it allowed me to be able to come into reunion. I love you all, and stay tuned for my next show.